Hello, welcome to your class History and Geography. Let's start our lesson for today. We are going to do a revision for today on people on the island in the past. Slaves on the island. Why were slaves brought to the island? During the Dutch period, slaves were brought to the island to work in forests, to cut down ebony trees for export, to load and unload ships. However, more slaves were brought by the French to work in the island. Slaves were brought from Madagascar, Mozambique, East Indies, and East Africa. The work done by the slaves. The slaves cleared the forest, tilled the soil, and cultivated crops, reared animals, carried products by ox cart or boat to Port Louis, built roads and bridges. How were the slaves treated? Their life was very hard. They were not free. They were punished even for small mistakes. They had to work for their masters from morning till night. They were living in small huts in the slaves' compound. Maroon slaves. Some slaves were running away from their masters and went to hide in deep forests, caves, and gorges. These were called Maroon slaves. They ran away from the plantations because they were ill-treated and beaten by their masters. However, when they were captured, they were severely punished. Le Mont Brabant. Le Mont Brabant is considered an important place in Mauritius today. It was used as a hiding place by the Maroon slaves. Le Mont Brabant is a symbol of the slaves' fight for freedom, their suffering, and their sacrifice. The abolition of slavery. Slavery was abolished in Mauritius and all its dependencies in 1835. The British believed that it was wrong to keep other human beings as slaves. The slaves were freed. Mauritius was then a British colony. Take a look at the picture. It is the picture of the monument at Pointe Canon in Mahebourg. The monument was built in 1985 in Pointe Canon, Mahebourg. It was built to commemorate the abolition of slavery. The breaking of the chain on the monument shows the freedom of the slaves. The slaves were freed. The life of the slaves after 1835. After the abolition of slavery, the slaves were freed. They went to live on the coasts and became fishermen. They worked as carpenters and masons. They went to live in unoccupied places in the island. The women earned their living by sewing dresses. Some left the island and went to the dependencies. Let us move on to another subtopic, the Indian immigrants on the island. The British needed more workers to work in the sugarcane fields. The Indian immigrants were brought to the island from different parts of India. They were brought on contract for 5 years. The 3 main ports from where they came are from Chennai, from Mumbai, and from Kolkata. The work done by the indentured laborers. They worked in sugarcane fields. They cleared the land. They planted and harvested sugarcane. They worked in sugar mills. Eventually, the area under sugarcane cultivation continued to increase. The life of the Indian immigrants. The Indian immigrants lived in small and overcrowded huts. The huts were made of dry cane leaves and wood. Each month they received 5 rupees as their salary, and as ration they received rice, dal, salted fish, and oil. Let us move on to another subtopic, the Chinese in Mauritius. The Chinese were free workers. They worked as carpenters, blacksmiths, cobblers, and tailors. They settled in a place in Port Louis, now known as Chinatown. The Chinese came from a country today known as Guangzhou. The Chinese were engaged in trade. They worked in shops and helped the Indian laborers by giving them credit facilities. They sold hats, jewelry, food, and bicycle repair items. The life of the people in the island. Let us see about the social life of the settlers. Labourdonnais tried to make the life of the settlers pleasant. He organized concerts and dances for the settlers. He organized social gatherings for the settlers to meet. Also, there were trained soldiers who put up shows at Champ de Mars each month. The settlers organized dance parties. They went to church each Sunday for prayers. The Indian immigrants read their religious book. Well, children, I hope it has been a good revision session for you. I hope you're going to revise well on the following topics. Now there are some homeworks for you. Work out in your copybook. Some questions are: describe the life and work of the slaves. Write down reasons for the abolition of slavery. Describe the life of the slaves after the abolition of slavery. And describe the life and work of the indentured laborers. That's all for today, children. Thank you very much and study well.